Hey everyone, it's Gavin again. Right, okay, this video is going to be quick, but it's just a placeholder for now, and to show my excuse me, show my intent for joining in with the Russell Gosselin D-Day group build. So first of all, I'd just like to say thank you to Russ for having the idea in the first place and setting the idea up. And secondly, just to say that my thoughts are with you. Watching your video when you said that you wouldn't be doing the group build anymore, and you mentioned the problems you're having. It was clear to see you were visibly upset, which was a bit difficult to watch for everybody else, I'm sure. So I hope that by moving back to where you're originally from is the right thing to do, and that with time you're okay. You're always welcome to get in touch. I've already sent you a message before, but if you need to chat to anybody independent and unbiased, feel free to drop me a line. That saying, I'd like to then say thank you to Cohen, to Michael, to Nigel Wells and to Mark O'Neill for carrying on the group build. There is also a D-Day group build starting actually back in May later in the year over on ISM. But D-Day is such a huge topic, it's such a popular topic that I can't really imagine there being much problem that I feel sure people could do something for this one and something for that if you're also on ISM. I know I will be. I've got some ideas floating around in my head, so we'll just have to see how that goes come May time. Off the back of what Nigel and Cohen have been saying while they're kind of dealing with a lot of the admin of this group build, I know that Cohen was saying he's got a lot on and it's not a problem for him to deal with it, but it was a lot more work than he was kind of thinking. And so I genuinely, when he was saying about that I'd offered to help in any way, I genuinely meant it. So I know that a lot of us, through being modelers, are history buffs and whatnot. I'm no exception, and so when I say this, I do not say it in any kind of way to suggest that nobody knows what they're talking about and that I'm the only one that does. It was just a request because I know that Cohen had said that he was having a lot of people asking him, is this model suitable? Is this model suitable? So it suggests that there are some people out there who aren't so sure, and I just wanted to offer my help to say, if you're unsure of a model you want to enter into it, whether it is eligible. If you wish, it's entirely up to you. If you so wish and you need some confirmation, feel free to fire me a message, and I'll try and help as much as possible. I'm quite happy with that. So anyway, just onto this. I was going to be quick, so this is my entry. You've probably already seen this. I have done an inbox review of this kit, so I'm not going to waffle on about the kit. It's just to mention my idea, which I briefly mentioned in my review as well. If you give me 2 seconds while I'm on the computer here, I can also show you the other thing I was going to do, so sorry for a second. Okay, here we go. Right. So here we have the Italeri Dakota Mark III, or the C47 Skytrain, or the DC3, whatever you want to call it. Twin-engine transport plane used by the Allies. This one on the box is in the box. We get the RAF. We get an RAF, a US Air Force, a French, and an Italian Air Force marking options, which you can see on the giant decal sheet. I'm going to be doing the US one. Whether these numbers, which I think are for a plane actually after D-Day, yeah, the markings are for a plane from 1945, so I'll have to double check that. I don't really want to go after market, so I'll use the basic decals, but if the actual kind of numbers were not in use, it might just be that it's the kind of squadron insignia. I feel sure there was a plane dropping paratroopers over Normandy the day before D-Day, which had 7D on it. I can't imagine that that was not possible. I'll double check though, so it's properly done. The invasion stripes I'm not going to use because they're very neat, they'll be very bright, they'll be very clean, and decals are harder to weather up than painting, so I'll mask those and paint those. So that's the idea. Have a C47 on the tarmac, so it'll be on its wheels, flaps will be down, rear door will be open. It's not going to be possible to open the side window, I don't think, because actually the cockpit glass in this is very small and very thick. If I can, I might open the side window and possibly have a pilot peeking out just for a bit of interest. The idea being then that this could be sitting on the runway with US paratroopers waiting to board. Now luckily, on cpmodelminiatures.co.uk, I found these, which are under TQD castings. They're 172 or 20mm US Airborne Infantry and pilot. So you get a pilot boarding the aircraft, and then US Airborne waiting to board the aircraft, fully laden with their chutes, their reserve chutes, weapons strapped to the legs, and things like that. So the plan is to have a bunch of them standing outside the airplane waiting to board. Simple as that. There's only 5 paratroopers in the set. I'm toying with the idea of getting 2 sets and mixing them up a little bit. They're metal, they'll be quite hard to convert, and so I'm not sure on that. There'll certainly be 1 set though. If I feel the need, I'll maybe do 2. Now I did get some extras for this kit. I got an Airways photo etch set, which has interior flap detail. So it's got flap details, it's got various interior console details, antennas for the outside and stuff, so it'll tar up the cockpit a little bit and some other little odds and sods, but also it has a boarding ladder, which is going to be quite key, and it looks really good compared to the real thing. It was a boarding ladder they carried and you could stow it inside, so that's mainly why I got this set and not the Edward set, because the Edward set had mostly the same things, but it didn't have this, but it had engine intake harnesses, ignition harnesses, sorry. But I decided they wouldn't be necessary because I bought some resin engines for the kit, because the kit ones are terrible. And being quite open as they are, radials are always quite good to have as detailed as you can. So I bought those. They're really nicely casted. So they're the extras. So that is pretty much it. That's my entry. It's going to be a C47 on the runway with the doors open, waiting on some airborne to board. That's the word. I know that technically you said it's D-Day up to the 30th of June, and actually these guys all left the day before to secure the landing sites, to secure the causeways prior to the landings, but you know, I'm going with the idea that they did it because it was D-Day the next day, and that was why they were there, so I'm going with it. It should be fine. Alright, that's me. I'll sort of keep this short. That's 8 minutes of me waffling and waving the camera around. Thank you again to Michael, Mark and Nigel for running it. Thank you again to Russ for having the idea. If you watch this, buddy, stay safe, chin up, and as I said, you're always around if you need a word. And I'll see you whenever I start this in update 1, which probably won't be for a little bit yet, but certainly within time to finish the group build. So see you later. Bye.